Hello, everyone. This is your girl Jenna, and today we're going to talk about foods for healing. I'm going to let some people come on in. As you're coming in, if you can hear me and see me clearly, please tap the heart buttons. I hope this video is finding you guys well. And if you're not to where you need to be or where you want to be, hopefully after this video, it can give you some type of guidance. And if you are looking for a one-on-one, we got a few people to inbox asking for holistic wellness. So I'm here. If you're looking to get a one-on-one with me, please make sure you go to the pinned comments or in my description to get your one-on-one. It is very affordable. And during that one-on-one, what I would do is I would just, we would talk and you would tell me what's going on and I will suggest where you start or where you would start for your holistic journey. All right. So let me see who's in here. Miss Latoya, Miss Lovely, Miss Miranda. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we're going to talk about, I'm going to say about 5, just to keep this video not too long. We're going to talk about 5 foods that you can use if you are dealing with a certain issue, okay? So let's talk about iron. I'm going to tell you one good food that is good for iron and talk about it, all right? Spinach. Spinach is a good source of iron. It is plant, so it's different, so it needs help with absorption. Like a lot of us, when we need iron, we go to eating red meat. I'm not a big red meat fan. Okay, that's not what I do. I'm not telling you guys not to do it, but I myself, I try to stay away from it for other reasons. But if you want to, if you're trying to get more into like the plant-based, I'm not going to say vegan, guys, because vegan is for the pros. I really do feel like you have to be raised into that situation. I don't think that's something you can just wake up and say, okay, you know what, today I'm going to be vegan. I don't think that's how it works. I really do think you need training in that because food is medicine, and if you just basically try to do that and not know what you're doing, you could really hurt yourself. Okay, but yeah, spinach. Now the trick with plant, plant iron is you want to group it with vitamin C. Okay, and so I take vitamin C supplements. Sometimes I forget, but I do lemon every day. So lemon has vitamin C in it. Tomatoes. As I was growing up, I call myself a country girl. My house, we actually had tomatoes and greens. I don't even know if that was on purpose. Like, I don't know if my parents knew why they grouped the tomatoes and the greens, but the reason being is so you can get that iron out of that vegetable because the body does not absorb iron as well without vitamin C. And yes, tomatoes are good for that, guys. So put your tomatoes on your sandwiches, put your tomatoes on your salads, and things like that. Okay, so that's for iron. If you are lacking in vitamin C, I just said lemons. What's another good source of vitamin C? It's another one.
Oh,
Not oranges. It's another one.
peppers.
Yes, green peppers, and that's one thing I just got into. I do green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, just peppers in general. Like if you get by your vegetables packaged, usually they will have some what they call nutritional benefits that are listed on the package. Get acquainted with that because that'll really tell you what it's good for. It'll tell you if it has vitamin C. It'll tell you if it has iron. It'll tell you the calories. It'll tell you the fat content and the cholesterol and all that. So get in, become one with your nutritional facts. It was a time where we were not really knowing that back in the 80s and 90s. We didn't have that type of environment. We didn't have that type of information. And so take advantage of that now. I'm literally coming up with this in my head because I just literally said, let me go ahead and make this video. Um, yes, I think onions have vitamin C too, right?
I
Onions,
believe
vegan.
so.
I'm not sure.
I'm not
But
sure.
look, this is a little tidbit on onions. women, ladies, we should be eating onions every day. So this is special because I actually deal with women who have issues with their reproductive situation going on. A full gamut. I mean, I can't be specific, but if anything is going on in that situation, please get in contact with me. But this is a bonus little tidbit. Make sure you're eating onions every day. Every day, some type of onion. I'm into the red onion now. When I was younger, I did not do red onions only because I wasn't exposed to red onions. You have to understand one thing about food, and it's unfortunate now because people are just trying to eat to live. I guess I don't know, or live to eat. I don't know. But if you're not exposed to certain foods as a youth, as a young person, when you get older, your palate is going to be very limited, if you will. Okay? So make sure that you start to expose your children to different foods. I was exposed to Brussels sprouts. I was exposed to onions. I was exposed to home cooking, basically. I was very exposed to different foods. Asparagus. I was exposed to capon, guys, and things like that. I'm not going to tell you what capon is. I want you guys to actually look it up. And I was exposed to these different things. So when I got older, I was able to elaborate on what I was taught and actually eat those things and figure out what those foods are for. All right? So I just didn't have hot dogs. I'm not saying that I didn't eat hot dogs as a child, but we did once a week. But for the most part, we just had a very, what is it? Variety, well-rounded diet, well-balanced diet. And I didn't know what well-balanced meant until in my older age and me being into this holistic wellness. I'm going to tell you guys another thing, guys. I've been sharing some videos on this page where I was a little heavier, a lot heavier. And I look at myself now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I lost a lot of weight. If there is anyone who's listening to this or watching this video and you are struggling with your weight, please get in contact with me because I can kind of tell you what I've done over the years to keep my weight where I'm not constantly gaining weight, and if I do, I know how to kind of adjust my diet. If you're, struggling with that, look, I am not skinny, I'm not the thinnest, but I am not the biggest either. I know how to lose weight. I know how the difference between water weight, food weight, stress weight, junk weight. I know all of that because of my studying. So please get your one-on-one with me. Let me see what Miss Valerie is saying. Yeah, so she's agreeing. She says she was also exposed to asparagus. Yeah, being exposed to those different varieties of vegetables and different meats and things like that, it helps you to grow into a better person, to understand there are so many different foods out here. I was exposed to salmon as well. So when I got back introduced in my older life, with salmon, and I know the difference between salmon and shrimp and things like that, shrimp and crab meat and things like that is not for health benefits, even though they may say, oh, it's some zinc in it, but it's fungus. It's not good for you. So even if I crave it, like if I crave, like, oh my gosh, I want some shrimp, I say, you know what? I am not getting enough zinc. Which brings me to the next thing, guys. If you're looking for zinc, guys, get pumpkin seeds. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. I had stopped eating pumpkin seeds for a little bit just because I didn't buy them. Because sometimes when you're doing so many things that are natural, you kind of forget that this is actually medicine. And I was talking to my husband and I just had a birthday. Of course, I'm 41 now. This is my post-40th birthday video.
Hey.
I had to shout that out. That's dating my video. Oh, well. But yes, I'm 41, and I'm like, oh, I was telling my family I don't feel different, like physically, but I darn sure feel different mentally. I was like, I'm here in my 40s and I'm loving it, and I'm understanding that food is really your life source. And so if you're looking for zinc, of course, they have the zinc supplements and things like that. But if you actually go on Amazon. I have an Amazon site, guys. Amazon is my little go-to if because everything's in one area. And I do take zinc supplements, but the supplements are different than food. You want to make sure you're getting your, and let's just talk about the word supplement. Supplement is just to make up for something that you may be lacking. So you can't take a zinc pill and think that that's all you need, a zinc supplement, and think that you don't need it from the food. The body loves the food. It kind of accepts it and understands it. These pills, especially the pills that are the white pills, like the crushed, like I don't know what the solid pill, I should say. That's different. Your body has to break that down. A lot of the pills actually sometimes they look like regular medicine pills that you get from the pharmacy. I think they do that on purpose so you really don't know the difference. If I had to suggest, if you want to take supplements, I would do it in the capsules. The capsules kind of puts the herb into it. And I hope I'm not boring you guys, but this is the best I can do. I'm just a teacher, guys. That's all I am. And I'm not with all the bells and whistles, but I'm just trying to teach you guys the best way I know. But supplementing is basically like if this piece of food, say my this mouse right here, because I am a teacher, so sometimes some people are visual. So say if this is some broccoli, okay? This broccoli has been manufactured, it has been frozen, it has been placed in water, it has been cooked or whatever. It may not have the full gamut of what broccoli has, okay? Broccoli is full of fiber. Broccoli might have some vitamin C in it. It may have some other great properties, okay? But because of the day that we're living in, we're not, on the farm anymore. We're in an industrial age. And once the industrial age came, I don't know, guys, you can look that up. That's an actual term. When things became more... I don't tell me husband, I have to work this 41-year-old mind. Things became more automated.
Yes.
Okay? So the human hands are not in it anymore. Okay? Your stuff is being plucked and it's not in the sun anymore. It's in the green room and it's totally different. So it's missing out on the vitamin D. It's missing out on that good soil that's... I don't know where broccoli grows. I really don't. But my point is, whatever this is lacking, that supplement is to plug into that and make up for that. You're not supposed to say, you know what, I have this supplement right here, so I don't need this. I'm just going to take this. That's not what you're supposed to do because you're not going to get the same benefits. Okay? Our kidneys, our liver, our internal space knows how to break this down better than this. Okay? And another thing that I've learned in my later life is this. When you take out something from its natural form, it changes this whole dynamic of it. Case in point, when you guys juice, right? You're taking all of the juice out of the fruit, you're leaving the fiber, and you're causing a disconnect between what that apple really was meant to do, which was to slow burn, not to spike the sugar, give you the fiber to stop the sugar from going too high. When you just take the juice, you're just taking the sugar back, getting a hyper sensation, and then you're plummeting. And then you can do some other things that might be going on because of that sugar is just there, but the fiber, the buffer is not there anymore. And that's what they're doing to the supplements. They're taking out things, making it a pill, making you digest it, but then you have to have the right dynamic in your gut to break it down and things of that nature. Okay, guys? Boom! This is serious.
Yes, we have some guys in the chat that said hello. Welcome, guys. I see you.
So, yeah. Let me see if there's some other things in here. I thought I saw something else. So did you read it?
Someone said production and automation. And they also said great information. I appreciate it.
Okay, so Miss Valerie says, I have thyroid hypodisease and cannot keep the weight off. I tend to go up and down. Of course, we would in the old school. I don't know how old you are. We would call that yo-yo dieting or yo-yoing. Okay, and that in the end is terrible. So if you're looking for help in that arena, please get in contact with me, Miss Valerie. I'm making that connection with you because you're the only one in here talking. If you're still in here, I would love to talk to you because it's very simple. I like to teach in simple situations. Okay, sometimes we just don't know and we make it more difficult. But if I could just give that to you right away, wouldn't you want that? So let me do that for you, okay? All right, so we talked about zinc. We talked about vitamin C. We talked about iron. Iron is very important, ladies. It's good, important for your hair. I don't know if you guys knew that, but iron is very important for your hair. Iron pills do not agree with me, okay, at all. They do not. I take them. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't, but I do take them if I really have to. But now I understand that, you know what? This is to my ladies who have very, I'm going to say, complicated cycles, okay? All right. So one thing we have to understand when we're menstruating as women, I'm still menstruating. I'm 41 years old. I have probably a good 10 more years of that, guys. Oh, my gosh. I've been menstruating since I was 10. You do the math. That's 31 years I have been menstruating. More than likely, I have been depleted of a lot of things, especially when I was younger, because my cycles were totally different then versus as I'm older. They're much better now and things of that nature. So with that being said, us women, we have to understand that those 3 weeks before we menstruate, you should be piling up on your good nutrition, your good your fiber, your nutrition, and your supplements. One thing you cannot do is you cannot try to pile up on things while you are cycling, while you're menstruating, while your menstrual flow is flowing out. It's equivalent to placing water in a bucket with a hole in it. It's just going to basically fall out, and then all of that is going to be wasted. So now I'm teaching myself and teaching others to try to get your iron, get your vitamin C, get your magnesium before your cycle, because when your cycle is on, you're going to continue to get these things, but you're also going to be at a deficit. Okay, so as women, we'll always have to kind of understand that we need replenishment, refreshment. We need to always be in a replacement mode. Why? Because we give out so much. We give out our love. We give out our nourishment. We nurture our kids. We nurture our man. We nurture everyone else around us. Unfortunately, those people may not be able to give back to what we need. So we have to always be in that mental mental conduit. Mm-hmm. I'm getting off this darn thing. I'm bye, y'all. I'm gone. Guys, I don't mean to... Can you look up the word conduit?
Conduit.
Let me go ahead and look that up.
Just think of it as
what does that mean?
Okay.
Did I use it professionally?
Okay. Yeah, I believe you did. Conduit, like, I think of it as, like, conduct. A conductor. So anything that helps the transmission of something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look up the definition.
So we have to be in that mental space of always needing to be refreshed, like my videos, right now. My husband hates when I do this, but it's almost a part of my brand. I'm going to start complaining about my views. Yes. So I'm giving out, but no one is giving back. No one is sharing. No one is saying hello. No one is saying, you know what, thank you for the information. No one is giving back. But I'm going to tell you something. You know what I really get fed from? God. I don't depend on man. I do not depend on man, because man could never give you what God can give you. However, God works through people. And so with that being said, I need to learn how to connect to the people, like a Miss Valerie, who actually typed and said that she has a need. Then she has to kind of make that decision on whether she goes all the way and gets that one-on-one. But I did my job and I connected to her. And it's up to her to do the rest. Okay, so that's how it is with us in our family and how we live. You're making connections every day through different people, and then you have to understand you have to make connections with people who are going to what feed you back. Okay, and that's what we are as women. We're always empty. We're empty. And it's affecting our feelings and our emotions and our decisions. Okay, and so a lot of us are, when we are getting different vibes, like we're not feeling well, we go to food and we eat the foods that are not going to give back. Okay, what doesn't give back to us in a positive way? Sugar. If you're looking for more energy, I was talking to someone because I'm on social media and I help others. And someone said, you know what? What can I do to get an appetite? Who in here? Did you get the definition?
Yes. Okay. All right. So, let's see here. Let's see, Mom.
Conduit.
Yeah, conduit, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. A channel for conveying water or other fluid, that's the noun. A tube for protecting electric wiring. Okay, what does it mean if someone is a conduit? Conduit is a person or a country that links two or more other people or countries. An example of a conduit.
You have to be in a mental conduit to understand that you need to be fed back, guys. Thank you so much for that reading. I don't know if it was correctly, but sometimes we have the control over words and we can literally change the meaning of
it. Okay, I got one more. The definition of a conduit is something such as a pipe or a tunnel through which water or electrical wires or other designated items can pass.
There you go. So I did use it correctly. Okay.
Yeah.
So who in here is having problem with getting their appetite? I think that goes along with this video, because if you have no appetite, then you're not going to want to be on the search for foods that's going to give back to you. It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter how much dieting you do. It doesn't matter how many medicines you're taking. It doesn't matter how many snacks you're eating, how many things you're restricting in your diet. At the end of the day, the cycle comes back to you must start to eat correctly for your body to work correctly. You know, my mother-in-law said yesterday, she said, you know, because she's in her 70s, and she said something that really stuck to me. It stuck to me so much that I'm talking about it during this video.
Oh, wow.
And she said, your body will betray you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, body betray, my husband actually let me know, because I said, I don't like that term. I don't like the fact that she said your body is betraying, because I feel like your body kind of gives back what you're giving it. Well, he said it's in the Bible. I told him, I asked him to look it up.
I
don't think he looked it up.
No.
But I think this is the perfect time to do so.
Okay.
And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about that one little term and how your body betrays you. Now, let's talk about betrayal. What is betrayal? Others can betray you, right? But they can only betray you if you give them that type of power, right? Your body will betray you, but is it really betrayal, or is it a mirror image of what you're giving it? One thing that I can know for a fact is that my face and my body has been filmed for 5+ years. I can go on my YouTube. I can go back as far as 2017, and I can look at how I looked then versus now. Who can do that? Unless you're a content provider, you do not have yourself in live motion 5 years ago, but I do. And I'm glad, because I can kind of see where I was and how far I have come. I can even go back and look at how I talked and how I responded and how I looked in my clothes and how full my face was and how my teeth looked and how my hair looked. All of those are on camera. It is immortalized, kind of sort. I can go back. I say that to say, if you're not able to do that, I'm sure you probably have some pictures that you can look at, okay? And you can kind of see where you were versus what you are now. And I'm going to tell you, you can also look back and say, you know what? I look like this because I was eating this. I have a video out there that I was actually doing a turkey burger, and I was cooking it and everything, and You guys who watch my videos may not see this, but I do, because you are your own worst kind of critic. That's why I very really like watching my videos. Because I'm going to criticize everything. But I wasn't eating correctly. My body wasn't betraying me. My body was giving me what I was giving it. Do you have it?
I'm still looking.
Oh, okay. So I don't think it was betrayal. I just think that it was mimicking what I was placing inside of it. Can I be mad at my body at that time? No. When I was a caregiver, I had dark circles around my eyes, but I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating correctly, and I was worrying and being concerned on a daily basis. As soon as I was not a caregiver, I was not eating that food anymore, my body was able to heal, my body came back, and it kind of got better. So it's not about that. Like, if you're in pain, you have to look, well, what am I doing to be in pain? Okay, by the way, if you are in any kind of inflammation or pain or swelling, it's definitely because of this. It could be because of the sodium intake you're taking. It could be your electrolytes are off. It could also be that you're not eating enough. A lot of us feel like, I want you guys, if you don't get anything else from this video, get this. Look at food as air. You would never say, you know what, I'm going to start restricting my air. Right? Not on purpose. You're not going to restrict your air on purpose. Why? Because you need air to breathe. You need air to just be alive. Anything that doesn't breathe, it doesn't live long, if you know what I'm talking about. So look at food like that. Look at food. Thank you so much for sharing and letting me know. Look at food as air. You wouldn't restrict your air on purpose. Don't restrict your food. Learn what foods, and if you need any more guidance on this, guys, please get your one-on-one. But yes, learn what food does. Like, if you knew that broccoli, and I mentioned this, and the verdict is out on broccoli. You'll have some people who are holistic who say broccoli isn't good. And I had one of my I did a one-on-one one day, and the lady said, you know what, I just don't know who to believe. I don't know what to believe because there's so much information. And so, like the old saying says, and I don't know if it's biblical, but it sounds like it should be if it's not, what much is given, much is required. And so because we are in the informational age, and we have been in the informational age for 10 plus years now, we also have to be kind of tapping into our discernment. You have to kind of know within yourself who is telling the truth and who isn't. And you always want to check. I always encourage people to be aware and be very knowledgeable of anything they're doing with their body. If you are going around and you're not understanding how your body is working, because you are your advocate, it is a very, that's not good. Okay? Case in point, we had a situation, this is with a family member who's now has passed away, so I can just talk about it. But yeah, they would say, oh, he is this and he is that. And we was like, hold up. This happened, just this. And because we said that, because we knew, it gave this person more time on earth. It actually helped him live 4+ years. We didn't just go by what someone else said. We knew for ourselves. And that's biblical too, to know the word for yourself. You need to know your body for yourself. Remember, this body was made by God. If anybody knows how this body works, would be the manufacturer, right? Your parents were not the manufacturer. Okay, God is the manufacturer of the body, and we are kind of vessels that bring life. Let's just understand that. There's directions in the Bible that tells you exactly what to eat and what not to eat. Shall we go over that? Of course we will. One thing you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to eat things without scales. What does that mean? That means we're not supposed to eat seafood. Now, the Bible also says this. It's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you. What comes out your mouth. So what you say out of your mouth is worse than what you eat. Boom. That's why you got to be in a different mindset when you're reading that thing, because sometimes that can kind of throw you for a loop, because it says one thing and then it means another sometimes, right? No. You just have to get into the life. You have to ask God to kind of give you the direction on what word to read. That's why you can't force the Bible down anybody's throat, because unless they're ready for it, they're not going to accept it, right? So yeah, it says do not eat things without scales, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Those things like fish and shrimp, and I'm sure someone's watching this right now, you're probably eating a shrimp sandwich with a side of coleslaw. I get it. But when you know better, you do better, okay? And this levels to this thing. That's why I love holistic, because it's levels to it. It's no not judging, because guess what? Back in 2017, my YouTube told me I was cooking shrimp. I'm telling you, I went through it. I have over 500 videos on my YouTube. Yeah, of what, and I was going through it, and I was looking at all the food that I was cooking, and it's awesome. It's like a visual diary. It's my life. It is what it is. So I ate it too. Up until it ran my cholesterol up, and I had a darn high heart rate and was diagnosed with tachycardia, which it was not. I was not tachycardia. I just had a high heart rate. If it got any higher, I just would have died. It is what it is. But that was 6 years ago. I'm 41 now. I'm still here talking what I'm supposed to talk with God's help. So yeah, the thing about it is, yeah, shrimp is not supposed to be on the menu. Another thing that's not supposed to be on the menu, pork. Woo. How many people in here eat pork? I know you do. It's nothing wrong. I was raised on pork. I was looking in my YouTube videos. I was making pork bacon just for views. But I looked like a Porky Pig. I was full. My face looked like a blueberry. Like if you did this, juice would come out. It was just, I don't like my face looking swollen like that, because it just says that my blood pressure was high. I'm my own worst critic. I don't care what other people say about me. I look at myself and say, shame on you. That's my gift. I don't need my husband telling me I'm wrong. I tell myself I'm wrong. You get it? I'm just one of those people. But some people do need that.
I found it.
Okay, so no pork. And the reason why I know pork is because when he cast the spirits out of one of those people that he said, hey, you can't come with me, but spread the good news. I don't know his name. He cast those spirits out into the pigs. So, and not only that, pigs don't clean themselves. They're not clean animals. They don't detox. So it's kind of tough to say, hey, what's a good detox? But yet you're eating things that don't detox. Shrimp doesn't detox. Pork doesn't detox. If you're in this video right now, you're blessed, okay? They keep my videos very small. But one thing that God says, if I touch one person, it's not in vain. I'm so glad he taught me that, because I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't know that. What does it say?
Oh, okay. I'll read what it says on Google. I was going to look up the verse.
Oh, okay.
It says Ecclesiastes, in old age your body no longer serves you so well.
Ecclesiastes, guys. Okay. It doesn't say betray. Correct?
Not in that.
The betrayal is so negative.
Yes.
Of course, when you get older, like I'm in my 40s, my body does not serve me the same way in my 40s than it did in my 20s. And I'm going to tell you why. Because age for everyone is different. There are some 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds that are still doing gymnastics. There's this lady, it was trending a few years ago. She was 70-something years old, on a balance beam, flipping. Okay? Everyone's age is not the same. Okay? So it is our job, no matter how old you are watching or listening to this video, it's our job to kind of like slow down time a little bit. Like my 40-something may not look like someone else's 40-something. There are 25-year-olds who look older than me, only because their lifestyle. Your lifestyle will equal how you age. My grandmother taught me that. The way you treat yourself in your 20s is how your body will treat you in its 30s. So I don't think it's betraying. I just think it's cashing in on your actions. That's just how I feel. You guys could take that how it is. I don't. We all have opinions, but that's my opinion. I just feel like, hey, I have this problem because back in 1988, I ate hot dogs for 30 years. I don't know. So it's just cashing in. And so you don't want your body to cash in on something for something you constantly did. You need to stop. One thing God has, um, He has grace for babies and fools, and we're all fools and we're all babies. It is what it is. So I don't know what that saying truly means, but God has His graces, so He's able to lift you over. You can be eating a shrimp sandwich right now. God is still going to love you. He's still going to bless you. You just don't know better. But you know better now if you're listening to this. And so if you continuously to eat that way, don't get mad when you go to the doctors and they say your heart rate is so high. Hurry up and get to the darn clinic. Because that's what happened to me. I'm like, I'm in a clinic. You're telling me to go to another one? You can't help me? Or what else you got? This body needs water. I am 58. What do you recommend something natural to get more energy? Right. Miss Valerie, I'm gonna tell you, with all due respect, get a one-on-one with me. Okay?
So
One thing, I do this professionally, and there's no possible way I can, because you're 58, I can't tell you anything on this. I don't know you. I don't know anything that I can't go on that, so I would love to talk to you privately. This is another thing, guys, and God is the truth, and sometimes we have to shame the devil, okay? Don't ever ask people to work for free. That's not what we're going to do. Don't ever do that. And I'm not saying you're doing that. I just felt like that was a good time for me to say that. Do not ask people to work for free, because you're going to get what you pay for, which is nothing, right? Because it's free. Would you trust something free? I mean, really. I mean, how can I suggest anything to someone I don't know? That's just, and if people do that, that's called blind suggestions. And it may work, and it may not. It's just a gamut. I could tell you to do this, but I could tell you I can go ahead and say, you know what, take 4 of these, and you're going to get more energy, right? But this right here can make someone who has diabetes, it can make their diabetes go all the way down to 45, and you can get in a coma. Why? Because I didn't ask you if you're a diabetic. See, this is for somebody who is not a diabetic. You get my drift? So that's why I say we have to have a one-on-one. And it's affordable. It's not something that's $3 million. It's not going to make you poor. It's not going to make you broke. It's just going to mean that you invested in yourself, and you'll feel so good. Why? Because you're going to do 3 things. You're going to invest in yourself. You're going to invest in another person's business. And you're going to help someone else. Because as I help you, that's going to help me to help someone else. And isn't that a beautiful feeling? It really is. All right. So let me get to the next point, guys. We have to drink water. Water is awesome, guys. My husband wants to say something.
Oh, no.
Okay. Water is awesome. What is water for? I feel like people feel like water is something you can arbitrarily drink. That's what, there is a rule of how much water you're supposed to drink. You can go to 10 different blogs, 10 different people, and more than likely that are in this business, they'll tell you the same thing. Half of your body weight. Back in the 80s, they said 8 glasses of water. Now, if you say 8 glasses of water back in 1980s, let's see what the average weight was. What is 8 glasses of water in ounces?
8 glasses of water?
Yeah, I'm going to break it down and tell you why back in 1992, they were telling you guys to drink 8 glasses of water.
So what are we talking about? 8 cups?
I guess.
Of water?
8 cups of water in ounces. What would that be?
Okay.
Which is probably 16 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so cups to ounces. And we're talking about 8 cups of water. And we're looking at 64 fluid ounces.
Okay, so if you take 64 times, what's 64 times 2?
Oh.
Because, because if you're 200 pounds, that's 100 ounces. My point is, I think back in the 90s, people were lighter. People didn't weigh as much as now. So now they're saying, you know what? Just go ahead and drink half of your body weight.
Okay.
Because the weight has increased and the food is different. You have to understand, we are on a standard American diet, so it's high carbs, low fiber, high meat, high fat, bad fat, things like that. All of that dehydrates the body.
Mm-hmm.
And so because they know that, that's why they've increased it. So yeah, you should be doing half of your body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, that still would be more than that 8 glasses, which is 75 ounces.
Yes.
Okay? Rule of thumb, that's what you do. And so a lot of us, we have problems
64.
with that. You feel like, you know what, I don't drink enough water. Oh well, I don't have to. Because you don't understand the importance of being hydrated, which is another video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Okay? I hope to see Miss Valerie. I hope that you get yourself a one-on-one with me, and if not her, anyone else who feels the need to better themselves and get that support, I'm here for you. I'll see you next time.